after pushback from people experiencing homelessness, the city of Austin rolled out a new policy this month laying out universal rules for when and how people can be removed from city homeless shelters.
As KXAN's Grace Reader explains, it may also provide much needed data on how our local shelters are working.
Barry Jones was kicked out of the city's marshalling yard shelter late last year after he says his medications were stolen.
After about a month, I was getting pretty sick. I was feeling pretty bad. Thanksgiving Day, I got into an argument with someone over dinner, and I was thrown out.
After feedback from people like Jones, the city rolled out a new termination policy this month. There are now 3 ways someone may be removed from a city shelter. 1. Multiple documented violations of program requirements. That could be things like having drugs or alcohol or refusing mandatory searches. 2. Being a threat to health and safety. Think setting fires intentionally or sexual violence. And finally, what they call bed abandonment. If someone disappears, staff will work to find a client, but after 72 hours, their bed may be given to someone else. The new policy also requires more formal documentation and an appeals process.
I think it'll definitely help. It's too easy for a low-level worker to just make a statement about something and people to be kicked out on that basis. Documentation is a big deal.
The new policy is mandatory at the city's marshalling yard, North and South Bridge shelters, the Arch, and the 8th Street shelter. The city's Homeless Strategy Office told some Austin City Council members earlier this month that they've also asked other shelters within city limits to voluntarily comply.
This is data that will help us better track why people are being terminated and exited from shelters, the rate at which people are being exited from shelters.
Grace Reader, KXAN News.
And we asked the city's Homeless Strategy Office what will happen with all of that data that they're collecting. They told us, quote, the shelters that are mandated to comply will have their data tracked by the Homeless Strategy Office, the HSO, to ensure compliance with the policy. We anticipate the yielding of insights that can inform future services and programs in shelters. HSO reports shelter outcomes regularly to the City of Austin Public Health Committee. However, HSO does not share specific client-level data. Going in depth on this, tomorrow some of the candidates for the mayor will talk about homelessness. Vocal Texas, a group that works to address homelessness, is hosting a forum at 6 p.m. at the Central Presbyterian Church. They say the candidates will answer questions directly impacting those who have experienced homelessness.